Hi, my name is Dr. Eric Cunningham, Assistant Superintendent for Administration, Caroline County Public Schools. Today, I want to talk with you about the conditions of our schools. Come take a walk with me. To address the facilities improvement process, a Capital Improvement Projects Committee, CIP, was established by the school board. Members are selected from the schools and the community at large and includes school administrators, the superintendent, school board members, parents, teachers, local business owners, and the Chamber of Commerce. The committee met several times and came up with the top priorities based on school needs and a feasibility study that was commissioned by OWPR to do in 2009. These priorities were then paired with other like priorities to come up with a list of 6. The top 6 priorities that the committee determined are the following. Number 1, renovating the high school. Number 2, renovating Bowling Green Primary to a pre-K 5 school. Number 3, to accommodate growth on the Ladysmith side of the county, this priority consists of 3 parts. A, renovating the old Ladysmith Elementary School. B, renovating the annex to become the central office. And C, renovating the current Bowling Green Elementary School to accommodate the Governor School and the Alternative Education Center, which will be displaced by the reopening of Old Ladysmith. The backside of the annex, which currently houses the central office, is in such poor condition it will no longer be used. Priority number 4, completing the Madison renovations and upgrades to accommodate growth and to give the Madison parents the same look and feel that Lewis and Clark students and parents receive. As students matriculate up to the middle school, our 5th priority will require additions to Caroline Middle School to accommodate 1,200 students. Finally, our 6th priority is to build a new elementary school in the Carmel Church area of the county, again to accommodate growth. At the high school, the existing HVAC units are failing. They are 18 years old and have reached the end of their life. The current units are subject to complete failure without warning, which impacts the ability to continue adequate instruction in the building. The units have also become very maintenance intensive, and the cabinets are starting to rust through from the inside out. When the HVAC units fail, students will be unable to attend classes in that area of the school due to the lack of conditioned airspace. This is unacceptable. The OWPR study revealed that the current high school's infrastructure is at the end of life. They concluded that major renovations are needed. Some immediate needs are the ballasted EPDM roof system, all windows, lighting, ceiling, electrical, locker rooms, the bathrooms, and there is a desperate need for an auxiliary gym. The library would be moved to the front of the building to allow for community use. The main offices would be reconfigured to enhance building security, utilizing the new door entry system with camera security. Many parents understand the importance of athletics in high school success. Our students must have the same playing conditions that other students enjoy in our region. The current high school athletic fields are insufficient and are becoming a safety hazard. Our fields do not allow for multiple sports to practice and play at the same time. Football and field hockey share a playing field in the fall, and the boys and girls soccer team share the same field in the spring. Each team has to find alternate locations to practice while the other team has a game. The baseball team practices and plays in the old stadium at the annex. This structure is old and renovations would be costly. Grounds and wooded areas will need to be cleared to allow for expansion. Along with new facilities, some old facilities need to be upgraded. The track has multiple holes, which is a huge danger to runners. The OWPR study examined Bowling Green Elementary School, Bowling Green Primary School, and the annex to determine which site would be renovated to become a pre-K 5 school to house 750 to 850 students. By merging the two schools into one, the county would save money. To encompass the added students, the school will need up to 33 classrooms to include 6 special ed classrooms, computer labs, art rooms, a media center, cafeteria, and administrative offices. Here is a picture of the transformed Bowling Green Primary School. Lewis and Clark was built to replace Old Ladysmith. It was determined that replacing Old Ladysmith with a new, larger building was the most cost-effective solution. Today, Lewis and Clark is filled to capacity, which caused the division to redistrict. Even with the redistricting of students from Lewis and Clark to Madison Elementary School, the population growth in this area continues to challenge the capacity of our existing building. So we must act now. The quickest and most cost-effective solution is to renovate Old Ladysmith Elementary School to accommodate 350 students. This renovation would be extensive to include the replacement of individual HVAC units, new hot water system, complete renovation of kitchen and the cafeteria, complete renovation of all restrooms to upgrade and make ADA compliant, and renovating the library. The electrical systems to include lighting, intercom, security, and removal of all condemned trailers in the rear of the building will also be part of this project. Administrative offices would move to the front of the building to create a more secure environment. The annex is a beautiful building. The architecture is outstanding. However, the infrastructure is at the end of life. The most recent study has concluded that the building is 75 years old. The immediate needs are to replace all windows with double insulated, highly efficient glass, all interior and exterior doors, asbestos abatement, replace lighting, replace tile ceiling, electrical upgrades, new communication system, fresh paint, and new floor finishes as needed. Restrooms will need to be upgraded and ADA compliant. The backside of the building will be closed due to its poor condition. The study determined that it would not be cost effective to renovate the annex into a pre-K-5 school. Once renovated, this building could easily house the entire central office. With Bowling Green Primary becoming a pre-K-5 school, the current Bowling Green Elementary School building would be vacant. With the CDLC being displaced with the reopening of Old Ladysmith to accommodate growth and the Governor School needing more classrooms to expand, the current Bowling Green Elementary building would be a prime location for these two programs. The building would be upgraded to accommodate both Governor School and the CDLC, and each program would be housed in separate wings of the building. Maslow's hierarchy of needs states that safety is the most basic of needs. We need to provide a safe, nurturing environment for all of our students, and it starts with providing adequate facilities for every student in Caroline County Public Schools. Safety, security, and communication are the 3 areas of focus at every school. A new front entryway to the new office at Madison will complete the office and library relocations that took place during the summer. A new ramp will also be installed to keep us ADA compliant. The new entranceway will help to maintain a secure learning environment for students and staff. The orange area highlights the work that still needs to be completed. As a final enhancement to Madison Elementary School, the need to modernize the library and increase its size is apparent as the school population continues to grow. Removing the trailers in the front and back of the building and constructing permanent classrooms attached to the building will bring Madison to a standard that will be sustainable for years into the future. Trailers are a short-term fix. Unfortunately, the trailers at Madison have been in place for over 10 years. The parking lot at Madison Elementary School is 50% paved and 50% gravel. You can imagine what it's like during inclement weather. Parking spaces are not properly marked, and parking in this lot is difficult. Handicapped spaces are non-existent, and the bus loop is not clearly marked. The parking lot is in desperate need of repaving. The traffic flow must be clearly marked to allow parents and buses to safely drop off and pick up students. Additionally, the teacher lot is all gravel and parking is very inefficient as spaces are not clearly marked and parking is very unorganized. Larger elementary schools mean more classrooms will be needed at the middle school. The current capacity of the middle school is 900 and will need to be increased to 1,200 students. Additions would entail new construction of at least 15 classrooms at the rear of the school to match the architecture and color. With the increasing growth in the county, our elementary schools will be over capacity in a few years, and a new elementary school will be desperately needed in the Carmel Church area of the county. The estimated costs are broken down by each individual project. The high school renovations would total $11 million. Renovations to Bowling Green Primary will cost $9 million. Renovations and relocations of the CDLC, the Annex, and BGE would cost approximately $8 million. The completions at Madison would cost around $1.6 million and $6 million to add on to CMS for a subtotal of $35.6 million. And finally, the new elementary school would add an additional $18 million, which brings the total of the 6 priorities to $53.6 million. There's a direct relationship between student learning and adequate facilities. Every child in Caroline County schools deserves to be warm in the winter and cool in the summer. I learned a long time ago that there are 2 types of debt: good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is when you go and borrow money for a depreciable asset. Good debt is an example of when you borrow money to pay for an appreciable asset. Our children appreciate over time, and their contributions to our society is immeasurable. Let's work together to build a bright Caroline County